Greetings, everybody. My name is Stan Fleming, and I'm in spring semester 2025. And I'm going to talk about 18 parts of the eye that you see here. Okay, probably going to bounce around a little bit, so we'll do the best we can. All right, so here's an eye, side view of the eye, and we'll start off with the cornea. So this part here is the cornea. It's the curved part of your eye, the very front of the eye. It allows, it's the first point of contact of light, and it brings the light in and starts reflecting the light. Okay, it also protects your eye as well. There's the cornea. It's the outside part of your eye, that little curved section here. Okay, and so light comes in. So light's coming in, goes to the cornea. Okay, so here's some quality light coming in. Okay, it refracts off of this lens piece here. This is the lens, little piece of plastic that's in the back of your eye, or it seems like it's a piece of plastic. It gets small or flat and it gets big, and it reflects light back to the retina back in here. And also flips the image too. So if you're looking at a guy who's like that, down here he's kind of like upside down. Kind of interesting. And then it basically gets sent through the optic nerve. Well, actually, the retina piece here has a bunch of cones, and it has a bunch of rods in it here. So it has a bunch of cones. Back in the retina has a bunch of rods. And this is responsible for absorbing the light, whatever it is. It could be a person, it could be anything. And the retina basically absorbs that information through rods and cones, and then it takes that information, and that information travels down the optic nerve and goes into your brain. How do I draw brain? There we go. And the occipital lobe out in the back is where all of that is disseminated. Okay, so what have I got here? I did the cornea. I did the retina. I did the optic nerve. Okay, so let's go to, I should cross these off as I go. The lens. So when light comes in, sometimes you want a lot of light and sometimes you don't want a lot of light. That's where this iris comes in. So you have the iris right here. Let's get some blue eyes. So this is the colored part of your eye here. There we go. And here is your pupil right here for the dark part of your eye. So sometimes you want a lot of light and sometimes you don't. So what happens is you have these ciliary bodies, which are like muscles, and it starts pulling down on the iris and starts pulling it up, making this hole bigger to allow more light to come in. Or you can shrink them, it can like collapse them and make the pupil really small and allows less light to come in. So you have the iris that opens and closes to allow more light to come in through the pupil, which refracts off the lens and goes back to the back. Okay, we have the ciliary bodies are the muscles that pull on the iris, and you have this suspensory ligament, which is here, which kind of pulls and pushes on the lens to make it more, as the video would say, more kind of collapsed or more straight, depending on the vision you need. So it'll like manipulate this lens to allow for different kinds of vision. So we have the ciliary bodies, you have the ligaments, which stretch and contract the lens. You have this aqueous right in here, which is part of the anterior part of the eye, which is the front part of the eye. And it's basically fluid that kind of, is all in here that kind of keeps the lens kind of wet and moisturized. And okay, that flows around. Did the cornea, pupil, the canal schlemm. Okay, the canal schlemm basically is responsible for releasing this. Here's like the canal schlemm in here. It takes this fluid and then it basically releases it into the eye, and it kind of flows around, cleaning things up. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to have this canal schlemm clogged, because then that can lead to glaucoma and leads to a lot of eye pressure, which and then you can get glaucoma, and that's no good. So you need to keep this canal schlemm awfully clear. Okay. Conjunctiva. Okay, so the conjunctiva, which is a clear membrane that covers the sclera and also lines the inner part of the eyelid. So you have the sclera, which is basically the outer white part of the eye. So if you look in here, you see a bunch of white. That is the sclera. It's a hard outer shell. And under that, you have the conjunctiva, which is a membrane that kind of helps, protect the eye, kind of filters the dirt and sort of the bacteria and stuff away, kind of helps guard it. Then you have the ora serrata, which is the area of the inner eye where the retina ends and the choroid layer of the eye can be seen. So you have all of this area here, which is the retina. All the cones. Come on. All the cones and rods. And then you have the oral serrata, which is the part where the retina ends. And then you have the vitreous humor, which is in the posterior section of the eye, much like the aqueous humor, which is the liquid in the front of the eye, jelly-like substance. And then we have the vitreous humor, which is the jelly-like substance kind of in the rest of the eye. All right. Okay. What do we got left? We have the macula, which is this little spot right in here, which is awesome for like 20/20 vision. This is where you get the best vision in your eyes. Everything goes right in this spot. It has the most cones out of anywhere else in the retina. So this is really responsible for quality vision right in here. And strangely enough, in both your eyes, you have an optic disc, which is like a little blind spot, like right in here. So each one of your eyes, they can actually study this and find them. Each one of your eyes has like this blind spot. Kind of interesting. Okay. Then you have the choroid, which is a layer between the retina and the sclera. So here's the retina here, here's the sclera there, and this is the choroid is a little layer in between those two, which provides nourishment and blood vessels to the retina. All right. And I get them all. Sclera, yes, choroid, the retina, cones and rods. The macula, awesome vision. Fovea centralis. That's the central portion of the eye of the macula and has the highest concentration of cones and is only at the fovea that we have 20/20 vision. So all of this, the fovea centralis and the macula, that's where the quality visions begin, right there, with all the cones. Peripherals are more, or the rods are more for peripheral vision. Cones are more for 20/20, colors, and detailed vision. The optic nerve is where it goes down. The vitreous is the liquid inside the posterior section of the eye. I've got the ora serrata, canal schlim, iris, lens, pupil, cornea, aqueous, ligaments, and the ciliary body muscles. Okay, that's a snapshot. Thank you.